ever had that quiet panic? You know, the one that asks, what if I never find my true purpose? You hear people talk about it all the time, as if purpose is this one big thing you're supposed to uncover. Like there's a singular, pre-written life mission out there for you. And if you don't find it, you've missed the point. Today, I want to unpack the myth of the one big life purpose. And I'll share why this belief keeps so many people stuck and how it quietly creates pressure and paralysis. And I'll guide you through a fresh lens on purpose, one that's rooted in your evolving self. So let's start with why this myth is so seductive. Most of us are raised with stories of a singular, heroic purpose. The writer, the doctor, the entrepreneur, the humanitarian, the lawyer. We've been taught to admire the people who have known since childhood exactly what they wanted to do and followed it without question. It's neat, it's linear, and it makes for a great biography. Or being a bit controversial, perhaps a boring one. But most lives don't work that way. Most people don't have one lifelong calling. They have seasons of callings, passions that grow, then fade, and return in new form. They discover one thing, master it, then outgrow it. Or maybe they realize it was never really for them in the first place. That doesn't mean that they're lost or failing at life. It means that they're evolving. So the myth of the one big purpose assumes that we're static, that the person you were at 22 will want the same things at 42, that the desires of your childhood are meant to govern your entire life. But we're not static. We're shaped by new experiences, new losses, new longings. And this might be a little bit controversial, but if your version of purpose hasn't changed, it's possible that you haven't given yourself permission to grow. And if that's you, I'd be really interested to hear your view in the comments. I work with someone, let's call her Lauren, who had always defined herself by her career. She was in finance, like I was, incredibly accomplished, and had worked tirelessly to get to where she was. But the deeper we got into our conversations, the more she told me about this quiet emptiness that she felt. She couldn't quite put her finger on it. It wasn't burnout, it wasn't a sense of failure, it was just a sense that the path that she was on just didn't feel like hers. And I had felt a similar way, so we really connected on this. And she kept saying, but this is what I'm good at, this is what I work for. And that's where so many people get stuck. That's where I got stuck. They confuse what they're good at with what they're meant for. And Lauren's story is so common. I've lived it myself, as I've just said. You choose a path when you're young, or it gets chosen for you, and then your life starts to bend around that choice. You build systems to support it, you get praised for it, you get better at it, because you will. The more you work at it, you get better at it. And even if it no longer feels aligned, it becomes harder and harder to imagine stepping away. Especially if you believe that this was your one purpose, the one thing that you were supposed to do. So here's the reframe that I offered to Lauren, and I want to offer it to you too. What if your purpose isn't one fixed thing? What if it's a series of experiences that allow you to express your core values in different ways across different seasons? And when I say values, I mean the things that make you feel alive. Things like creativity, connection, growth, freedom, contribution, integrity. These are the consistent themes, the ideas that remain with you even as the structure or form of life evolves. And Lauren discovered that what lit her up wasn't finance itself, it was the mentoring. She loved guiding younger colleagues and helping them make sense of things and watching them grow in confidence. That's where her energy spiked. That's where she felt purposeful. And from that seed, she started exploring what else might align with that core value of empowerment. That's where we landed on. It was empowerment. And that's how real purpose often works. In moments where you feel expanded, grounded, present, energized. And because life changes, your purpose will too. There are times in life where your purpose might be simply to heal from past wounds, to rest and recharge, or to nurture and raise a family, to learn and grow through education, or to travel and explore the world. or to build and create something meaningful. Each season brings a new way to express your values. Many people criticize themselves for feeling uncertain when in reality they're simply in a period of transition. They've outgrown one season of purpose but haven't yet embraced the next. And that's not failure. That's the giving up of the old to make way for the new. But if you believe you only get one purpose, those transitional seasons can feel terrifying. You think you've lost your way when actually you're just becoming more of yourself. So let me offer you a gentle practice, something you can do with a cup of tea in a quiet moment. Ask yourself, what season am I in right now? And then what wants to be expressed through me in this season? You might notice a desire to serve, to speak, to nurture, to travel, to slow down, or to build something new, or to walk away from something old. You might not get an answer fully formed at all, but eventually you'll feel a tug, a spark of desire. And if you follow that tug, that spark of desire, if you allow yourself to move in the direction of what feels good, what feels true to you, that is purpose. Not one big thing. It's a living conversation with your life. And I also want to say that purpose doesn't always have to look impressive. Sometimes your most aligned season might be incredibly quiet. It might be a season of internal self-work. It might look less on the outside to others, but feel more on the inside to you, more profound. And sometimes that's the hardest part, when your inner truth doesn't match what the world celebrates. But that's when you know you're walking on your own path. So if you've been feeling stuck and waiting for your big purpose to show up and claim you, maybe it's already here. Maybe it's in the way you listen, the way you love, the way you show up for your people, the way you keep learning. Purpose isn't something you find, it's something you live into. It's in your choices, your alignment with the things that feel good to you, not what you think you should do to fit into our capitalist society values. So, if you want to go deeper with this work, if you want the space to explore your values, your desires, and the kind of life that actually feels like yours, I invite you to explore the Purposeful Path course. Inside, we break down this whole process. You get the tools to map your values and uncover what matters to you most, and to design a life that reflects who you are now, not who you were 10 years ago. And if this video resonated, I'd love you to hit the like button. It helps more women find this kind of work. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Because in the next episode, we'll talk about intuition, specifically how to hear yourself again when the world gets too loud. And that one's close to my heart, so I will see you there.